Welcome to Phlebotomy on the Move, the podcast that will help you take your mobile phlebotomy business to the next level. Join us as we explore topics from business formation, marketing, technology, and more. We'll provide you with the knowledge and resources to help you build a successful business and stay ahead of the competition. So get ready to take your business to the next level and join us on Phlebotomy on the Move.
Welcome back, my millionaire phlebotomist. Today, we're going to talk about pivoting in your business. Look forward to seeing you on Phlebotomy on the Move. Today, we'll explore what mobile phlebotomists should think about when starting their business and how to pivot through the different challenges that may arise as you start your business. When you started out thinking about where you were going to grow your phlebotomy business, was it in a nursing home, assisted living, doctor's offices? When you finally got there and you had everything set up and you had your name and your services and all the things that we've talked about previously, and you got there and you realized that you had a different expectation than what was presented in front of you. And seeing the hurdles that come through with obtaining a contract can be discouraging. And so you figure that it's either a loss or you may have to pivot. Pivoting doesn't mean just sidestepping. It could be a different direction, a different approach. So when pivoting through your business, are you looking at the multiple lanes and veins that you may need to go to get to a endpoint? Prime example with nursing homes. So with nursing homes, there are things like being Medicare certified or having certain levels of liability insurance. One thing came across recently was workman's comp. There are many requirements that nursing homes have to follow, and they may ask those things of you. Have you thought about those things in preparation? And yet, what are some ways that you can pivot through and around those different obstacles? Some things like going after assisted living that may have a little bit more lax restrictions on where you approach and how you assist their patients. It could be after senior living facilities. That pivot could directly allow you to go straight to the patient versus through the facility. So think about other pivot points in those sectors that will help you navigate through different obstacles. Building relationships with healthcare providers is another key strategy, a key to success in developing as a mobile phlebotomist. You may have thought that working with that physician that you worked in a hospital or clinic before, and they thought that you were great, and you went to them and said, hey, I'm starting a phlebotomy business and I want to know if I can do some services for you. The relationship may change. And you may see that their engagement is not the same, that they're not calling on you. They may have thought that you were great in the setting that you were, but now as a business owner, there may be a different view. So how are you going to pivot from that? Are you diversifying your reach? Are you doing some cold calls? Are you doing some outreaches? Are you going into places that may be unfamiliar and uncomfortable for you? There's a pivot opportunity for you to reach beyond what you know and grow. And so think about your relationships with other healthcare providers. Maybe it's that nurse that you need to have a relationship with that has a partnership or a relationship with someone else. Maybe it's a partnership or relationship you have with another phlebotomy company. They may have some insight and be able to share the wealth. A lab. There's many facilities and partnerships that you can have to allow yourself to have areas of growth. Another pivot point could be your branding. I have had many of phlebotomists love that they provide a gentle touch. So they want to create a industry or a name called Gentle Touch or Gentle Phlebotomist or Gentle Hands. If you did a research, there's plenty of gentle touch phlebotomy services out there. Not to say that that's not a great thing, but in a market where you are competing and you want to separate yourselves, does your branding relay what you are, what your service is? And a lot of times we get stuck on our own image of what we want to offer and not really think about the customer. And so in your branding, in your colors, in your website, in your services, what obstacles are in front of you that you may need to pivot through? You'll hear this pivot term throughout this conversation, but pivoting is a crucial part of business development. There are many areas where you are streamlined, you're going straight forward in what you're doing, your services, and then you hit some roadblocks and you have to decide what to do in those areas. Do you stop? A lot of times, some business developers or some business people and entrepreneurs, they stop, not knowing what areas to turn to. And you have to know, I believe it's strong, I think it's important to know, not have to know, but it's important to know a area where you can pivot from. So if it's your brand colors or your brand name or your brand logo, are there areas where you can enhance those things to make you stand out? And that's then doing a little research on your brand and knowing your colors and knowing your targets, your focus. If it is a opportunity for you to pivot, then you should. There's a level of advancement. There's also a level of being steadfast and kind of holding your ground. So if your brand is just so strong and you believe it can stand on its own, then fortify it. You may need to protect the moat, as I say. Protect the areas around your business to make sure that there's no leaks or holes or ways in to break down or cause question in the proper structure that you have in your business, whether it be the phlebotomists that you work with, the services that you provide, the entities or facilities that you partner with. Those things are important in your development. And so think about if it's a stand your ground situation or a pivot point. Logistical pivots. So think about your route to work or your route to a location. And that route that you may have taken for months, years maybe, or a lifetime maybe, now there is new construction. There's a detour that throws off your timing, that throws off your comfortability. That detour then reroutes you, or you have to take another road to get to that destination. They may provide a faster route to that location. They may provide a slower out of the way route to that location in between building. How do you make those adjustments? Same thing in phlebotomy. Are you thinking about the roadblocks ahead in your scheduling? The platform that you're using is not as efficient as it should be. Should you think about a mobile application or a more auto-generated optimization tool that will help you get from point A to point B faster? Or something that allows your client or your patient to communicate back with you? Think about these logistical pivots as you grow, even in changes in the processing of your blood? Have you thought about how you manage your time so that you can process the blood to drop it off at the various locations that you have to go to? These are important steps in developing a logistical pivot. Pivoting through different obstacles can help you grow and sustain yourself and keep things moving. Managing your costs, pivot. I can't tell you how many times I've had conversations with different levels of entrepreneurs, business owners, not just in the healthcare field, but in others, where cost comes into play. Increases in inventory, supplies, the loss of revenue, the changes in a client's need for your services. You should be thinking about a emergency fund for your business that would allow you to pivot in case of a downward use of your services and or the development of your business. In developing your business, you think about, or you should be thinking about, how much money is going to take for me to sustain my personal lifestyle as well as your business. The cost of your rent, if you have a location, the cost of supplies, as I mentioned, the travel fees, gas. These are some pivot points in your costs that should be thought about to help you grow your business. It could be an influx of money that you need for your business. Are you reaching out to resources so that you can see what you qualify for? These are some things that you want to keep in the forefront as you pivot through your business. And again, I'll stress, sometimes you could be going years before you need to pivot, but it's not without saying that being prepared is crucial as a business owner. All these things really go down to adapting to the industry changes. I wanted to talk about AI and how AI is making a influx into so many industries. I'll touch a little more on our next podcast, but I wanted to talk about pivot. A great friend and advisor mentioned this, and I wanted to expound on this information to help those who may be thinking about how they pivot or go around or leap over the obstacles that are out there in business. And so when there's a change in your industry, you want to make sure that you're prepared as much as you can be. And that's in knowing your industry. In real estate, they have peaks in where housing rates go up and housing rates go down. Same thing for stocks. Rates historically will go up and they will historically go down. The need for different services based on the environment, as you saw in COVID, there was a high influx of the need of phlebotomists and their skill set. Now that COVID has waned, then there's a lack of that need for COVID testing and things that phlebotomists were thriving at. How did you pivot? How did you adapt to those changes? How are you preparing for the next change? Because with all the research out there, there will be another infection or disease that phlebotomists will have to utilize their skill set and help the healthcare community get through. So I leave you today with thinking about pivoting in your business. As a mobile phlebotomist, as a business owner in any genre, what are you looking at and what are you doing to prepare for those pivots? It's Javon Harley here with Phlebotomy on the Move. I am always excited to talk to you about development and growth and strategies for your success. My millionaire phlebotomists, my millionaire healthcare providers, I look forward to seeing you next time. I'll have a clearer voice because this cold is It's got to me, but I wanted to stay committed to you guys and bring this to you. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in to Phlebotomy on the Move. We hope you've gained the knowledge and skills you need to take your phlebotomy career and business to the next level. We'll be back with more insights and resources to help you succeed. Until then, keep up the good work and stay focused on your goals. We'll see you soon.